Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Gotlegs. As you probably can see, I'm in my car right now. I'm going to see my physiotherapist, who I haven't seen for the past, I think it's a little over 2.5 months since my last session with her. She's been treating me due to my knee for the last 7 or 8 months, and I've actually had pretty good success with it. I've had, for the last 2 years, I've had some trouble with the inside of my left knee, just around the plica, where I've been hurting quite a bit when I've been out riding, and I've had some stiffness in the knee as well. But after seeing this physiotherapist that I've been seeing for the last, as mentioned, 7 or 8 months, she really got a hold of me. So it turned out that some of the problems was actually my pelvis that had been tilted just a bit. So what that basically meant was that it channeled down to my knee, and also the muscles around my my glutes weren't functioning properly. So we got that fixed, and I was able to ride most of the season this year without any problems. But after my crash a couple of months ago, ever since I started up training again, I've had some issues with the knee once again, and I'm thinking that the crash where I landed a bit on my hip could probably have impacted my knee once again. So I'm off to see her, and hopefully she'll be able to treat me good and make a plan for a fast recovery. I'm not bothered by it in a way that I won't be able to train at all, but it limits the amount that I'm able to train a bit, and also the intensity I'm able to train. So hopefully I'll come out successfully from this visit and be able to get on the bike tonight. But I'll give you an update as soon as I'm done. So as you can see, I'm back on the bike. My visit to my physiotherapist went pretty good. The pelvis seemed okay, but there were some issues with my lower back, and basically when your lower back is very tight, it actually shuts off the blood going down to your legs. So that's one concern, and the other is that it might force me to sit a bit crooked on the bike, meaning that I tend to probably have a small overload on my left side. So all those small factors adds up to the knee not tracking completely straight, but I got loosened up, and everything seemed to be okay. So I'm on the bike again. Hopefully this is the beginning of the new off season. So we'll see. The objective today is to ride close to 1.5 hours, depending on how it goes. And I'm thinking of doing some 3 times 10 minutes intervals at around FTP pace. So for me, somewhere, I think I'll target 250 watts. That should be doable for 10 minutes, given my FTP is around 260, 261, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's a lot higher, it's 267. Sorry about that. So yeah, it's just in the lower end of the threshold training, but it's still have a long way to go before the season starts. So it's a good way to get the body going again. So 3 times 10 minutes. I'm not really sure if I'll do 5 or 10-minute breaks between each set, but it adds up pretty evenly if you do them 1-to-1. So might get 10 minutes of rest between each set. and that hopefully, if the knee doesn't act up, we'll make sure that I'll be able to train again tomorrow. Then I might do some longer intervals in the sweet spot zone. So we'll see how it goes. If you haven't noticed, not sure you can see it on the cam, I've actually changed my handlebar tape on my TT bike to the same brand. Before it was a specialized Roubaix tape, really comfortable, really has a good grip, but it was black and I wanted white, so I put some white bar tape on, which is pretty idiotic when you consider that this bike will be used pretty much for the off season as it is right now, so it'll get a lot of sweat and probably not be white for so long. But I needed some bar tape on the extensions because I'm a guy who sweats a lot. So when I'm done riding these indoor sessions, I have a small pool of sweat underneath me, and that's okay, but a lot of those drops end up on my computer and the bolts and all that, and my hands get really sweaty. So I tended to have a problem with not having anything to soak up the sweat on my extensions. Before that, I didn't have anything on them, didn't have tape, didn't have nothing, they were just bare. So you can imagine how it feels to have really warm hands up against aluminum or carbon. It just, yeah, it was pretty salty after every ride. So new bar tape, I'll see how long it lasts. I'm not used to putting on bar tape on a TT bike. It has a different technique to do so, but I think I managed pretty well. So we'll see. Now, still in the warm-up process. Have about 9 minutes to go and do some cadence drills, and then head into the main set. But I'll talk to you on the other side. Bye. It was an hour 20 minutes. Just need a 10-minute cool off. Just making sure that all the lactic acid can be somewhat removed from the legs. It was a tough amount of training today. Sorry about that. It was a tough amount of training today. Haven't really been on the bike for a while. Had my first ride in a week last Thursday. Haven't been riding all weekend. So this is basically my second ride after being ill. And it went far better than with the last Thursday. I wasn't feeling so well. Feel better today. The legs felt good. Still hard to get the power out. I was able to maintain 250 watts, which was the objective for today. In my 3 times 10 minute intervals. I took 10 minutes rest in between each set, just to make sure that I was or would be able to ride tomorrow as well. The knee is a bit stiff now, it's a bit irritated, but I think it's okay. After this, I'm going to do some stretches and make sure that I get a lot of movement in the joint, so hopefully that won't stiffen it up too much. So yeah, that's it for me from today. Hopefully I'll be back on the bike again tomorrow, doing some sweet spot, still on the TT bike. But that's it for me for now. Remember to subscribe, to watch the other videos, and I'll see you out there. Bye.